Joshua chapter 18. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel assembled together at Shiloh, and set up the tabernacle of the congregation there, and the land was subdued before them. And there remained among the children of Israel 7 tribes, which had not yet received their inheritance. And Joshua said unto the children of Israel, How long are ye slack to go to possess the land which the Lord God of your fathers hath given you? Give out from among you 3 men for each tribe, and I will send them, and they shall rise, and go through the land, and describe it according to the inheritance of them, and they shall come again to me. And they shall divide it into 7 parts. Judah shall abide in their coast on the south, and the house of Joseph shall abide in their coasts on the north. Ye shall therefore describe the land into 7 parts, and bring the description hither to me, that I may cast lots for you here before the Lord our God. But the Levites have no part among you, for the priesthood of the Lord is their inheritance. And Gad and Reuben and half the tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance beyond Jordan on the east, which Moses the servant of the Lord gave them. And the men arose and went away, and Joshua charged them that went to describe the land, saying, Go and walk through the land, and describe it, and come again, that I may here cast lots for you before the Lord in Shiloh. And the men went and passed through the land, and described it by cities into 7 parts in a book, and came again to Joshua to the host at Shiloh. And Joshua cast lots for them in Shiloh before the Lord, and there Joshua divided the land unto the children of Israel according to their divisions. And the lot of the tribe of the children of Benjamin came up according to their families, and the coast of their lot came forth between the children of Judah and the children of Joseph. And their border on the north side was from Jordan, and the border went up to the side of Jericho on the north side, and went up through the mountains westward, and the goings out thereof were at the wilderness of Bethaven. And the border went over from thence towards Luz, to the side of Luz, which is Bethel, southward, and the border descended to Atarothadar, near the hill that lieth on the south side of the nether Beth-horon. And the border was drawn thence, and compassed the corner of the sea southward, from the hill that lieth before Beth-horon southward, and the goings out thereof were at Kirjathbaal, which is Kirjath-jearim, a city of the children of Judah. That was the west quarter. And the south quarter was from the end of Kirjath-jearim, and the border went out on the west, and went out to the well of waters of Nephtoah. And the border came down to the end of the mountain that lieth before the valley of the son of Hinnom, which was in the valley of the giants on the north, and descended to the valley of Hinnom, to the side of Jebusi on the south, and descended to Enrogel, and was drawn from the north, and went forth to Enshemesh, and went forth to Geliloth, which is over against the going up of Adumim, and descended to the stone of Bohan the son of Reuben, and passed along toward the side over against Arabah northward, and went down unto Arabah. And the border passed along to the side of Beth Hoglah northward, and the outgoings of the border were at the north bay of the Salt Sea, at the south end of Jordan. This was the south coast. And Jordan was the border of it on the east side. This was the inheritance of the children of Benjamin, by the coast thereof round about, according to their families. Now the cities of the tribe of the children of Benjamin, according to their families, were Jericho, and Beth Hoglah, and the valley of Keziz, and Beth Arabah, and Zemaraim, and Bethel, and Avim, and Farah, and Ophrah, and Chephar Hammoni, and Ophni, and Gaba, 12 cities with their villages, Gibeon, and Ramah, and Beeroth, and Mizpah, and Chephirah, and Moza, and Rechem, and Irpeel, and Tarla, and Zelah, Eleph, and Jebusi, which is Jerusalem, Gibeath, and Kirjath, 14 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the children of Benjamin, according to their families. Here we see that there are 7 tribes that haven't got their inheritance yet. They've moved the tabernacle to Shiloh, and Shiloh is a very comfortable place to rest. And there are 7 tribes that don't have their land yet. They haven't moved out to take their land. It hasn't been distributed to them, and they don't seem to be any hurry. And Joshua is saying, hey guys, we need to get this done. And the people just don't seem to want to do it. So what they do is they appoint 3 men from each of the 7 tribes, and the guys travel throughout all the land and apportion it out. In other words, what they're looking at is the fertility of land, the size of the land, how well it's watered, timber, how many people it would support, all of that sort of stuff. And between the group of them, they divide it up. Now, when you're looking at a map, you will see, when you see the divisions, that none of these things are straight. Just because it's not flat land. It's all mountains and valleys, and there's some plains there, and rivers. And in order to make it a fair distribution of property, you have to take a look at Simeon, who basically got a piece of it in the south, in the Negev desert, which was very, very, very dry territory. And understand that it might take 50 acres there to support a couple of cows. Whereas up in the north, in around Samaria or Galilee, 2 acres would do the job. And so depending on the number of people in the tribe and and how well watered and how fertile the land was, more or less land would be required. And so they get back to Joshua, and Joshua casts the lots, and the land is distributed. And then eventually they ask Joshua, not in this chapter, but I think in chapter 19, they ask Joshua to pick a spot for himself, and he picks a city that's totally ruined and has to be rebuilt. But what I'll do is I'll give you an idea from south to north how it goes. The very far southern end is Simeon. They have the Negev desert area. Then just above them, a little north of them, is Judah, and their whole territory, they're the biggest tribe. They go from the Dead Sea all the way to the Mediterranean Sea. It's about 40 miles. Then comes the little tribe of Benjamin, which is the smallest tribe, and they go from the Jordan River, which drains into the Red Sea, so they're a little north still of Benjamin, halfway to the Mediterranean Sea. And then the other half of the distance between Benjamin and the Mediterranean Sea is the tribe of Dan. The tribe of Ephraim basically has Samaria, and their area goes not just Samaria, but goes from the Jordan River all the way through to the Mediterranean Sea. Manasseh has another area that goes from the Jordan River north of Ephraim to the Mediterranean Sea. Issachar has a little further north of Manasseh now. They go from the Jordan River halfway to the Mediterranean Sea. Zebulun, a little further north of Issachar. They go from Galilee about 3/4 of the way to the Mediterranean Sea. Asher has an area between Mount Carmel and Mount Lebanon. And Naphtali has the area from Galilee up to Mount Hermon. And these are the territories that these people have. And if you look at the map, it will make a lot more sense to you. But it doesn't look like geographically it makes a lot of sense, because the borders twist and turn and all the rest of it. And that's why the verbal descriptions of them are so complicated. But each one of them was divided up into an area that should support, and definitely would have supported, all of the members of the tribe if they had cleared out all of the Canaanites, all of the morally corrupt people who were there ahead of them that they were supposed to clear out. And so that's how it was set up to work. The saddest part of all of this is that the tribes settled in but didn't do the job, and as a result, they had nothing but grief from the people they let stay there, and their children started worshiping false gods, idols, all kinds of things. We'll see that with King Ahab and Jezebel and all the rest of it, just how many times these people resorted to idol worship and just brought all kinds of destruction upon themselves.